Welcome, college basketball fans, to the Full Court Press Podcast with LT and Sammy D. This is the podcast that brings you legendary stories from college basketball's golden era and dives in deep with a current analysis of today's game. Get ready for the most energetic and entertaining college basketball podcast around. Let's get it.
Hello and welcome to another Full Court Press, a college basketball coaches show powered by the Full Court Network. Luke Taylor here. I am all alone. I mean, Michael Jackson said you are not alone. I am not. I got a great coach, but don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review. Follow us on our Instagram handles and Twitter. And if you're watching us on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. So we've got one of the really up-and-coming head coaches. I got to witness him firsthand with Arkansas State, the Red Wolves. And one of our favorite programs, one of our favorite SIDs, Chad Smith. We got to give a big up to Chad Smith at USF. We got Bryan Hodgson of the South Florida Bulls. Go Bulls. Coach, welcome to the Full Court Press.
Go Bulls. He's got a big old smile on his face over here, man.
That's my guy right there.
Yeah, he must be because he prioritized this one now. But I appreciate you having me on and fired up to talk hoops with you.
Yeah, talk hoops. So you've had an interesting journey. So you're from Olean, New York, the home of the Bonnies.
Yes, absolutely.
Right? Were you a Bonnies fan growing up at least?
I was. That's how my love for basketball started. My older brother was on an academic scholarship at St. Bonaventure. He'd pick me up on weekends and take me to games. Or they used to do this deal called Breakfast with the Bonnies, where you could go eat breakfast with the players. And so I fell in love with the game of basketball at a young age, watching St. Bonaventure teams with Tim Wynn and Shandu McNeil and Caswell Cyrus. There's some good Bonnies teams back then.
Yeah. You remember that old gym, huh? They're still playing it.
The Riley Center, man. You couldn't tell me there was a better arena in college basketball back then. I thought that was the Mecca.
Yeah. I think you've coached, and I think you've coached in a little bit bigger arenas. No offense, and also worked. We have something in common. We didn't talk about also too. You worked the basketball camp circuit.
I did. Yes, absolutely. I worked a lot of them.
Yeah, I know Duke, Maryland, West Virginia, Syracuse. I worked the Big Orange basketball camp. My calves have never been so big after working at Syracuse.
Oh man, up and down that hill. To get to the dome. Yeah, absolutely, man. That one's a workout. The Syracuse camp was a workout.
Yeah. But and then you did Michigan State too. How important was that camp circuit? I feel like that's not. I've had conversations with a couple other coaches. How vital was that for you to first get your foot in the door a little bit more? I mean, I know you played and stuff like that, and you've got a strong background. But how important was that camp circuit? Kind of in your development, your growth.
Yeah, it was huge. To be honest with you, a big part of it was the relationships. I have my two top assistants on my staff right now. I met working camp at Duke, Thomas Butters and Jamie Quarles. Just more about the relationships you build. But man, to go work those camps, you got to love the game. I was driving a 1999 Pontiac Grand Am from Jamestown, New York, to Durham, North Carolina, and I worked George Mason camp when Jim Larinaga was there.
Wow.
I would leave Duke camp, go up work Maryland, and come back to work a third week at Duke. And so, man, just had a blast though. Coaching ball 14, 15 hours a day, and getting to meet coaches from all over the country.
Yeah, $225 a week, free room and board, and you get to play some ball, you get some food, and you get some coaching hoops. Have you told your wife and family yet that you're going to do the camp circuit? You're going to work the camp circuit? I guess you don't have to do that anymore, right?
No more camp circuit. We run camps. We have our own. Hopefully, my little man will be joining camp here in the next couple of years.
Yeah, isn't it nuts? So whirlwind season. I mean, you were at Buffalo, did really well with Nate Oats. Went to Alabama with them. I mean, Alabama's really kind of in the upper echelons of the SEC and college basketball. Why Arkansas State?
Jeff Pearson was the athletic director, and he had left Alabama to be the AD at Arkansas State. And while at Alabama, he was Nick Saban's right-hand man for a bulk of that time. Worked over in sports information, so to speak, on the football side, and the university side. Eventually transitioned to be the oversight for men's basketball as a deputy AD. And we just built a strong relationship. And when the job opened, and I knew that the man at the helm, so to speak, I just had a trust for him and his vision. I knew that he knew me, and I knew him. He knew what to expect. I knew what to expect. And I knew that he wanted to win, and he was going to, make every effort possible to put us in a situation to win. And that's exactly what happened. And I'll forever be grateful to Jeff Pearson in Arkansas State. Jeff just left to take a job at Learfield. Really happy for him and his family. But, Arkansas State and Jeff Pearson, we're a big part of, obviously, my growth and development and journey. And forever we'll be grateful to both of them.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm surprised you didn't go with him to Learfield then.
Hey, no, I could not.
No, you're a coach. Stay coaching. You're good. You're good.
Yeah, absolutely.
So obviously the last couple of years, I mean, everybody talks about the transfer portal. There's a little bit of talk about the coaching carousel. I mean, it gets bigger and bigger. It's like, 65 to 70 head coaching jobs every year. We've had, Coach Amir a couple of times on the show. We've had Coach Fletcher, who took over for him. I mean, there's so much energy and great excitement, unfortunately, with the passing of Coach Amir, but his spirit goes on. I guess you probably had opportunities to go other places. Why South Florida, and why now?
If you look out my window here, I'm going to see if I can show you.
No, don't do that. No. Coach Amir did that too. Don't do that. Put that back. You want to see out my window? I don't have one. I'm in a basement.
Yeah. So, no, I'll tell you what. It's the vision for this university and this athletic department, the passion from the administrators during the interview process, the alignment from the president to the athletic director, to the deputy ADs, to the chairman of the board, to the vice chairman of the board. Everybody I spoke to, their passion and vision for South Florida athletics was unmatched. I interviewed at 4 or 5 different universities, and the passion and energy surrounding this department and program and city, it wasn't comparable. And so, I'm really excited about how passionate they are, and because I'm just as passionate, if not more. And so they Coach Amir obviously did a phenomenal job and proved that you can win here right away. He did that in year 1, and we're going to look to follow his lead and build on what he did here. And I think this is a place that you can win. You can win at a high level. There's a lot of support. Tampa's a great place to live. 12th largest media market in the country. We've got great resources and a great facility. So everything adds up to be one of the best jobs in the country, in my opinion.
Yeah. So for people that don't know you, how would you describe your kind of style of coaching? What have you? Because what I found really interesting is you brought back a couple players of the Bulls, USF Bulls, that have just great potential to just go to that next level. I mean, in Deontay Green and CJ Brown, I mean, that's not normal in today's day and age. I mean, once a new coach in, it's like everybody's gone.
Yeah.
What can people expect from you, I guess?
Well, first of all, with those 2 young men, I think it says a lot about this university and this program. They wanted to stay here, both high-level players. But we're gonna coach with that same enthusiasm and passion that I was just talking about. Someone joked with me this year they didn't see me sit in my seat on the bench once the entire season. But I'm enthusiastic. I coach with a lot of energy. I coach our guys hard, but with love at the same time. We're gonna play a fast-paced brand of basketball, just like we did at Arkansas State, just like we did at Alabama. We're gonna get up and down. It's a very, very exciting brand of basketball, and I can promise you're never gonna see the head coach of the South Florida Bulls basketball program lack energy or enthusiasm.
Yeah. You better drink lots of water. You're in Alabama, because it gets damn hot there too. So you got a lot of Canadians, okay?
Yeah.
Onyx has to be the best name, slam to let the boys be boys, as we know. I'm Canadian, as you know. It's really easy to sell Canadians when you're in South Florida, I think. why the recruiting emphasis on Canadians?
So you'll know this as well as anybody, but you look at the city of Toronto, for example. Okay, so I grew up in Western New York.
Yep.
I really
suburb of Toronto. Yes, we know.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. We won't go there. But the Toronto, if I'm not mistaken, is either the fourth or fifth largest populated city in
Yep.
North America.
Yep. Top
So
5. Yep.
Yeah. So if you look at the other cities in that conversation, New York, LA, Houston, Miami, you look at the players that are coming out of those cities, right? Why would you not recruit Toronto? I mean, I can get to Toronto from Tampa faster than I can get to LA or the West Coast, right? It's literally right there. It's a great city, and it's a melting pot. There's a ton of talent.
Yep.
You look at the NBA right now. I mean, who's going to be the MVP of the NBA this year?
Every Canadian basketball player that I can think of.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's got my vote.
Absolutely.
And Toronto, right?
Yep.
Jamal Murray. I mean, go down the list, right?
Andrew Wiggins. I mean, we can keep going, right? Yep.
Canadians in the NBA right now, Canadians in college basketball. There's just high-level basketball up there. I'm fortunate to have strong relationships in Toronto and in Canada in general. And those relationships have been very beneficial. I think a lot of college coaches don't know how to navigate Canada. They don't know about Tim Hortons coffee. They can't grab a poutine for lunch. And so I can fit right in. The rest of those guys, they stick out like a sore thumb.
Yeah. Do you like ketchup?
Yeah, I do like ketchup. Yeah.
Do you have to have everything with ketchup? Because that's a Canadian trait. If they're really Canadian because they eat ketchup. Like I eat ketchup with everything. It drives my wife nuts.
Yeah, I have to have ketchup. Yeah, I'm the same way.
Yeah. The good ketchup, though. The good ketchup.
Now, are you still in Canada?
No, I'm in lovely Akron, Ohio. So I migrated because of my wife.
Okay, understood. Yeah. Akron's a good town.
Yeah, it's kind of like Buffalo and
the Italian restaurant downtown there. Cash only.
Luigi's. Oh, it's still there.
Yeah, great place. Great place.
It's a favorite hangout for any IRS agent. A bad joke. So how does the conversation go? You brought 2 key pieces from Arkansas State. How does that kind of conversation go? I mean, let's be honest. It's a transfer portal. You can transfer 1,000 times. I was telling Carlin, I think he still has some eligibility left, but here nor there, Coach Hartman. I mean, just being honest with you. I mean, you have eligibility, so do I left.
Yeah. So Carlin was a heck of a player. If he had some eligibility, I could use him right now.
Yeah. Well, no, he told us a funny recruiting story where he fell in his face. You'll have to listen to that one. You'll never recruit him. So how does that conversation go with 2 key pieces from going from Arkansas State to USF when you get a new coaching job?
Style of play is not going to change. Location and resources change a little bit, but I'm not going to change as a head coach, and neither is our style of play. Our style of play has proven to be effective and efficient. It's a fun way to play. I've coached over 15 guys that have made it to the NBA in just my 10 years at the Division I level, and we're going to continue to develop and recruit high-level players. And now we get to do it in a great city like Tampa, Florida. Yeah.
It's probably pretty simple. But I mean, you see, like, if you look at what Ben McCollum did at Drake, his first year there, he brought 4 or 5 key pieces from, Northwestern Missouri State, I believe it was, which is D2, which doesn't matter. And you see the success they had, and he's bringing a couple of those key places from Drake to Iowa. And I think that's really good to keep the culture and build stuff when you bring key players and very solid players in. But you guys are going to be really long and tall too this year.
Yeah, that's what we try to recruit to, right? Length and size obviously is effective in basketball, and so we recruit to that. We've got a lot of size right now, and we're trying to add some more.
Yeah. I feel like you didn't just go. You were very calculated. You're in staff on who you're bringing in, like Wes Ennis, who was a D2 All-American. Then Pinion from Arkansas State. Brown from JMU. Collins from LSU. I mean, I feel like you put together a team that can compete right away in the tough American Athletic Conference.
Yeah, I mean, there's no rebuild here, right? They won the league 2 years ago, so and Coach Amir's first year, we like to try and do the same thing. And I'm telling you, it's a great destination for college basketball, and recruiting's not difficult here. And so we're very fortunate to have the pieces that we have. I think that we're going to be extremely competitive. We got a lot of work to do between now and then, but obviously that's the goal. I didn't sign up, and they didn't hire me to lose games. That's for sure.
Yeah. You might be. Yeah, I don't think you'd be the first coach to. I don't think that will ever happen. So we do a little section called the shot clock, just 5-6 easy questions. We just have a little bit fun. As Coach Hartman said, that was some of the most interesting questions he's been ever asked. But let me ask you this. So first question, one word to describe South Florida. Now, I know you've only been there for maybe a couple weeks, a month, but what's one word to describe the university so far?
Elite. You want me to just leave it at the one word, or you want an explanation?
I mean, if you want to expand, you go right ahead, boss.
I mean,
you're the head coach. I'm the lackey.
What is there not to like here? We got great facilities.
You already showed me the damn palm trees. You got the Yingling Center. I know.
I mean, what you want to go to the beach? Get in the car and go to the beach. You want to go watch the Tampa Bay Lightning play? We were in the playoffs last week. You want to go watch a Major League Baseball game on a Sunday afternoon and have a cold beer and a hot dog? You can do it. You want to get in the boat and get on the river? I mean, to me, you find show me something better.
Okay, I'll work on that one. Especially in the winter. Was it difficult to kind of twist your family's arm to say, like, hey, we're going to Tampa?
No, she the bags were packed before I received an official job offer. And that's no slight to where I'm coming from. No, George, we love Jonesboro, Arkansas, and have
no, there's no disrespect, but I mean it's just a different realm. And I know you're not trying to slam Jonesboro and what have you. I mean, it's a great school. Arkansas is a great state. I get it. So let me ask you this: biggest coaching mentor and best coaching advice you've ever been given?
Nate Oats is my biggest coaching mentor by far, and some of the best advice I would say is, and this didn't actually come from Coach Oats. He's given me a ton of great advice, but Coach Tom Crean this past season, Coach Crean and I had some conversations during our season. He's a basketball junkie, and I thought he said something that really, really stuck home with me. And he said, Coach, during this portal, during this recruiting process, you come across a kid that's extremely, extremely talented. And, the knock on him is, he didn't play hard last year. And he didn't play hard in high school. He was just more talented than everybody. Don't think that you're going to be the guy that's got the magic wand. And then all of a sudden he's going to come to South Florida and play for Bryan Hodgson. All of a sudden he's going to start playing hard. Right. And oftentimes as coaches, we're trying to build these rosters and evaluate guys, and we're hoping that we can change some of those things about these young men. But, when someone shows you who they are, believe them. But we do not have magic wands. And I thought that was a great piece of advice I shared with my staff as we went into the portal and tried to identify guys from a personality and ability standpoint.
Yeah. In Orlando, they have magic wands, Coach. They better tell you about that at Disney. But so give me your funniest recruiting story that you can share with us.
Funniest recruiting story. This didn't happen to me. So I'm going to throw one of my assistants under the bus. This is great. So at Arkansas State last year, I'm not going to say who the young man is, but this is the transfer portal for you. So we've got a young man that we were tracking down, and he was at supposedly on campus at his school in Iowa, and the travel to get to where he was at was to take a 8-seater plane from Jonesboro Airport on Southern Airways, an 8-seater one prop plane to St. Louis, then from St. Louis get on a Southwest flight to where this young man was in Iowa, and then they would get together and meet after about a 2-hour drive. So my assistant takes an 8-person plane to St. Louis, gets on the a Southwest plane to Iowa, drives about 2 hours. He's sitting waiting at this coffee shop for this young man to show up. 30 minutes late, nothing. Hour, they finally get on the phone. He said, Coach, I'm not in Iowa. And he said, I'm in Minnesota. He said, I'm sorry. I thought I made that clear. So my assistant sends me the text message where the kid says, hey, I'm in Iowa. He says, no problem. I'm going to go back to St. Louis. I'm going to get on a direct flight to Minnesota. We'll meet tonight. My assistant gets on that flight. He goes to Minnesota. He goes to the restaurant. The kid never shows up. He hits him again. He's like, what's going on, man? And the kid's, oh, Coach, I'm sorry, man. I took a detour to Virginia. I'm in Virginia right now, but I'll try to catch up with you next week. And so my assistant has to get on another. I think he actually may have drove through the night. He was so fed up. Drove through the night from Minnesota to Jonesboro, Arkansas.
She obviously didn't get him.
He didn't make it out. We went in a different direction, but he did all that and made zero contact with any prospective student athletes on that trip.
Yeah. You might have to look at your budget for that one.
Yeah, very, very unfortunate trip.
That's funny though. So last question I have for you this section is, so if they're making a Hollywood movie about your life, what would the movie title be? Who would play you? And what would the theme song or the song that best describes you be?
All right, that's great. So the movie title would be that's a tough question. I'm gonna think about the title. I don't know who would accept my role, but you know who I'd want to play me is
Don't say Denzel.
No, Denzel's the greatest actor of all time, but I don't think that would work.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Vince Vaughn.
I can see that. I can see that. You got the eyebrows and stuff.
Yeah, if he grew out, maybe he grew the beard. He's funny. And I think the song to go with that. I'm big. This goes back to Training Day, and we're going back to Denzel. It's unfortunate that you wouldn't let me use Denzel.
Well, he doesn't have like a mustache. That's why.
Yeah, no doubt. But in the beginning of Training Day, Denzel gets in the car. In what do you have, an Impala, whatever. He gets in the car, and he starts the engine up, and the Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg song comes on. That's still DRE, and there's just something extremely badass about that moment. And whether it would actually relate to my movie or not, that song would have to be in there, right? But I can't think of a title. I'm not that creative, man. But I'd imagine it'd be have something to do with my childhood. I was adopted, came to the foster care system, and you know what we do? We'd steal this from a fellow Canadian. This will be the title. We're going to steal this from Drake. Started from the bottom, now we're here. That would be the title of the movie. It's a little long, but we will make it work.
Yeah. Well, Coach, we really appreciate you're going to stick on for one more second as we upload. Hey, check out the USF Bulls. As Coach Amir would say, go Bulls. And then Coach Fletcher would do it too. You got to get your own shtick. But, I love it. So check out USF. Check out Coach Hodgson year one. It's going to be exciting. If you don't know about the American Athletic Conference, especially when it comes to men's basketball, it's one of the best. So don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review, especially if you're watching the Full Court Network YouTube channel. We'll be back next week on the Full Court Press, a college basketball coaches show.